Welcome to Chicago Bears 360, keeping it a buck with Coach T.
Contra.
Life like chess, move to pieces, you know I roll in silence. On the road to them Benjis, I fill my teeth with diamonds. I'm high as fuck in the sky, you would've thought I'm pilot. I'm from Chicago, it get ugly, fill the streets with violence. Life like chess, move to pieces, you know I roll in silence.
Past, present, future. We bear down.
Hey, I'm out here with the comedy show today, brought to you by nobody. All right, let's get you back up on the screen, Sabil. I got to do some adjusting here. This is what happens when you run a one-man show, but let's get to it. It's all good. Somebody also suggested this, Swift. They also suggested that I go to just one screen when I do the playbook so we can see it better. But y'all let me know if y'all can see this in the comments. So this is Coach P's.
Oh, like a big screen of the playbook?
Yeah, just one.
You got that?
One look. I can go one look with the playbook like this right here. We're just gonna be off screen right here real fast. So we can go like this. So here it is.
A little easier to see, yeah.
Here we go. We're gonna teach this one segment and we're gonna get us back on. We're going to get us back on the screen, right? So ignore the type chart right here. This is me just showing zone read. I want to focus today on defense. So I want to focus on defense. I want to make you guys a smarter watcher of football throughout the season, right? So here's my one concept I'm teaching today about defense and reading coverages and knowing what you're seeing during the game, right? So what we have is defensively, we have a base 3-4 look, right? We have a base 3-4 look. 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers, right? These are going to give you outside linebackers. They're going to be closer to the line of scrimmage, blah, blah, blah. But I want to focus on the defensive backfield and how you read coverages, right? So I want you to pay attention to both the safety, free and strong safety. As you're watching the game this season, I want you to notice this stuff, right? So how do you read basic coverages, right? It's use the acronym, and I can't draw it on the screen, so you're going to have to take notes, or somebody type this in the chat. It's going to be S as in Sam, D as in dog, and L, Larry. That's the acronym. That's your acronym you want to remember. SDL. SDL. S stands for safeties. That's the safety count. Count the number of safeties, right? Too high safety, right? That's going to be your first clue. Your first clue going to be the number of safety. D stands for depth. Depth. That's going to be your cornerback depth. Right? How far off the line of scrimmage your cornerbacks are. Are they pressed up on the wide receivers, right? Or are they deep? Are they, backed off the wide receiver in depth? And the last thing, the L, y'all type that in the comments. S stands for safeties. D stands for depth, cornerback depth. And the last part is leverage. Leverage is, are they paying to the outside of the wide receiver or inside of the wide receiver? Where are they trying to influence this wide receiver to run? If they're trying to influence him to run to the outside, they're using the sideline as an extra defender. If they're playing outside and they're trying to influence the wide receiver to run back inside, then they're suspecting they're going to have safety help over the inside, right? Right? So safety, SDL, right? Safety, depth, leverage. Now, how do you play that? The number of safeties, 2 high safeties, right, is going to give me some kind of even number coverage. Now, cover 2 or cover 2 or cover 4. Now, the next thing I go to is my depth. 2 high safety, corners are playing press. They're playing up and in line with the wide receiver, right? If they're playing up on the wide receivers, in line with the wide receivers, 9 times out of 10, that is cover 2 man. Cover 2 man, right? Because they know they got to stick with this guy, whether he goes outside, inside, whatever, right? They know they have safety help over the top. 9 times out of 10, if they're gonna provide leverage anyway, any direction, they're probably going to influence them to go outside because they have the sideline as an extra defender, right? So usually if they're playing up and press, it's playing, like 5 to 7 yards off, somewhere in that vicinity. Cover 2 man. If their leverage, if their depth is a little bit off and their leverage is outside, meaning they're influencing this guy to go inside them, probably cover 2 zone, right? Cover 2 zone. It's a simple concept. Now, let's go with odd number coverages, right? Single high safety. We're going to move a safety down in the box. Go with the free over the top. Single high safety, or they're playing with this man. Usually, you're going to see during the games, this is the guy they like to play with, right? They like to shadow him in. He's going to move around and try to get the quarterback's eyes like all messed up. You saw that a lot last year with Justin being a rookie. They would play with this free safety. If you watch the Pittsburgh game, they did it a lot. They're going to line this guy up in some kind of intermediate space where you can't get a true read on what he's doing. And then they'll either rotate him back to get over the top to play some even number coverage, or they're going to bring him down in some kind of intermediate cover 3 match or something like that. So let's do it again. Count the safeties. Single high safety, right? Depth. If they're going to play back like this right here, if they're going to, let's go with playing up tight first. If they're going to, corner's going to play up, their depth, they're going to play up, probably man coverage, right? Cover 1, man coverage, safeties. The depth is pressed up, right? All right, now let's move them off. If we play off, then it's going to be cover 3. Now, man coverage is man coverage, and they're pressed up. They got to follow that guy all over the field. But if they're playing off and single high safety, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be cover 3. What is cover 3? Cover 3 is the field is divided in thirds. I'm going to show y'all a straight line. I'm going to divide the field in thirds. Boom. I'm screwing this up. Let's delete that. I want to get in and out of here. Let's divide the field in thirds. All I got to do is draw 2 lines, Swifty. Gee whiz. What am I doing? All right, here we go. 2 lines. It's going to divide the field in thirds so y'all can see who has what.
Struggling, coach. It's okay.
All right, yeah, it's kicking my tail, man. All right, so here we go. We just divided the field in thirds, right? So cover 3 is this. Safety. These 2 safeties have all this middle third of the field. This guy has outer third. This guy has this outer third. That means this cornerback is responsible for all this right here, all this third. This cornerback's responsible for all this third by itself. The assumption is if he gets beat deep, this safety has to cover all 53 and 1/3 yard wide of the field. That means he's going to have his eyes on the swivel and understanding who's going to go short, who's going to go long, and he has to get there. He has to have range, right? And this is all designed to bring an extra man in the middle of the field, right? To make it an 8-man box. So, for example, if we're kicking the defenses behind with our run game, right? The natural thing is we gutting them is to bring a safety down in the box to help stop the run because they can't stop it with 7-man. That's why I told you in our Tampa 2, we have to be able to stop offenses with our 7-man box. If we get to the position where our 7-man, we can't stop a nosebleed and we have to play like this, this is not what Matt Eberflus wants to do. This is not our identity as a defense. Now we leave Eddie Jackson back here playing center field, right? Eddie Jackson playing center field versus if a team has a fast X and Z receiver, now, we're compromised. It compromises our defense as a whole. So hopefully y'all learned something right there. Safeties, S, depth, leverage, right? That's how you read coverages. The best thing to do is just start out with understand single high safety, either cover 1 or cover 3, 2 high safety, cover 2 or cover 4, and then there's other coverages within that. Cover 3 match, there's cover 4, there's combo coverages 5 and 6. which adds it splits the field in half, and one side is cover 3, one side is cover 2. We can get into that stuff later, but that's kind of it in a nutshell. That's a super high level explanation of how to read coverages. If y'all understood that, y'all got something out of it, man, let me know in the chat, man, because I always want to make sure that when I'm doing this stuff, I'm explaining it in a way that makes sense to you guys. So
Past, present, future. We bear down.